Thank you so much, Dolly. We love you. And you are still watching Today with John and Helen live on Plus TV Africa. There seems to be a lot of innovation in the business of moving people from one place to the other. With the increase in the pump price, a destination that used to be affordable is no longer so, John.
Now, to take a look at the alternative to ride-hailing, we're informed there is currently in place car sharing. Our next guest, Great Nwakibea, joins the conversation to discuss this in a moment.
Okay. And his co-founder and CEO, Chief Executive Officer, GTC Rides.
GTI.
GTI.
Yes.
GTI. Well, let's get to know more about Ernest. Guest Great Nwakibea delve into entrepreneurship from a very young age. He started by founding the Student Investment Club in junior secondary school to save enough money for himself and his peers to fund their tertiary education. Very important. As a second-year student at the University of Lagos, where he studied law, he founded a college clothing line, then called Ace Royale Label, aimed at promoting team spirit in Nigerian universities. In 2013, he took over the management of a moribund legal publishing company and resuscitated the company and went ahead to publish many legal books. Amongst them is a book that also he has written. It's called The Memoir of the Deans of the Faculty of Law, University of Lagos, 1962 to 2012. Great Nwakibea founded GTI Rides as a car-sharing rental marketplace in 2022 in Lagos State. And GTI Rides has expanded to 11 states as we speak here in Nigeria. Hello and welcome to the studios. We are excited to learn more about sharing, car sharing, car rentals and all of it.
Really, it's
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you.
I was saying that it's clearly a conversation that is sure to be of benefit to many, especially visitors and the younger ones, And I want to say thank you for joining us.
And from this moment on, I will now be cruising, all over Lagos at a very reduced rate. This is the man they love. You know what? Say yes. Thank you for coming.
So
all right.
It's a new balance for many of us, car sharing.
Yes.
Could you explain what it is to us? What's car sharing? And how does it fundamentally differ from ride-hailing services?
Yeah, so car sharing basically allows car owners to share their vehicles with other people. So you own a car, you're not using it for a period of time.
Okay.
Yeah, you sign up on the GTI Rides platform. A person is visiting a city and he needs a way to move around. He could access the car, could drive himself, or you could send out the car with your own driver to move him around, basically. Yeah. Fundamentally, car sharing differs from ride-hailing because on the GTI Rides platform, the renter has the luxury of choice. He or she chooses the exact vehicle he wants, the color of the vehicle, the interior. Like you have the
specs.
You actually have the power to choose whatever car you want, basically.
And they're available, whatever car you want.
Because we've been able to get a lot of people to sign up their vehicles on the platform.
Really?
Yeah. Unlike, ride-hailing where you just choose, you just order a ride and any ride comes to you, right?
Which is what is obtainable now with the Uber.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well. So how well has the concept of car sharing been adopted in Nigeria? I'm just learning about it for the first time.
Yeah.
And what factors are influencing its growth?
Okay, let me start from the factors influencing the growth. The status of the economy, inflation, cost of maintaining cars. People can no longer just have their cars parked, when they're not using those cars. GTI Rides has created a platform where people can turn those liabilities into assets, by making money off those vehicles that they used to have just parked. How many people who live abroad and they have vehicles in their houses which they only use when they come back for Christmas or for holidays. So as opposed to just leaving those cars parked, they can now make money off those vehicles. Another factor that has also affected the growth of car sharing is the status of ride-hailing vehicles. You know, when Uber and the rest came to Nigeria then, they provided an alternative to cab services. Beyond convenience, they also had like this class to it. You know, the vehicles were well maintained, they were clean. At least when you order an Uber or Bolt, you're guaranteed that you get a clean car. But what you have now is far from what it used to be, exactly. You know. So those who still care for luxury, those who care for convenience, you know, would rather see what they're ordering before it comes. True. You know.
That's important.
So which is what car sharing has done. Like that's what GTI Rides has been providing.
Because a couple of times that we have ordered for a ride and it comes and I'm like, this is the car and it's already there and you can't cancel.
Exactly.
You have to just go in, but you're not really happy.
Exactly.
You know.
It's a case of what you ordered and what you
get.
True.
And you know, you also asked about how people have received it.
Yeah.
Yes. They received it very well, to be honest. At the moment, we have over 4,000 cars on the platform in the last 2 years. It's just that awareness has been growing gradually because we're taking it one state at a time, and we're taking it gradually, right? Yeah. So most people who hear about us are like, where have you been? How come? You know, how come we've never heard of this service?
I'm actually going to whisper something in your ears now that on your way out,
okay,
please take a look at my car. Okay. I don't use it between the hours of 10 in the night.
That's another thing. You know, they decide for how long it's in the pool, right?
Yes, you know, there is that flexibility. I have a partner who, you know, was going to South Africa just on Friday, and he called. They said, you know, I won't be in the country for the next 3 weeks. I want my car on the platform. You know, anybody who needs it can use it until I'm back, and that's it.
And that's speaking to the economic opportunities, you know, that this kind of platform gives us. Do you want to give us shed a little more light as to what I stand to gain, for instance?
Cost effectiveness, for example.
As a car owner or as a renter?
As a car owner.
So as a car owner, you basically make, you know, tons of money. I remember I met a lady who owns a 2022 Range Rover in the first year we started. And I told her, because she used to work at night. Basically, she had no use of the car most times in the day. Yeah. So I was like, you know, you could actually make a lot of money renting out this vehicle. She was like, are you sure? In the first month, we sent her over $1 million. You know, because lots of people, you know, people who are getting married, you know, they need
good cars.
You know, people who are going for business meetings, people who basically have a certain standard for their lives, who probably live in other cities. When they visit these cities where they don't have the vehicle, they want to be able to move around comfortably.
It's like striking oil in your back.
So we have a big market, to be honest.
And then I'm asking, how come these opportunities, how come this initiative was never thought of way back?
Well, it's actually been thought of for a long time. Like, I personally have been nursing this since my university days, but the challenge I had was with how to, you know,
bring it to bear.
Implement it. Yeah, you know, I was initially thinking of it from the perspective of having to buy vehicles and put on the floor until I figured out, you know what, I could actually do this without the company buying the vehicles. We could simply just put idle vehicles into better use, which is what we're doing now, because there are so many idle vehicles.
Okay, so how does insurance and safety of my car, for example, if I put it in your care and you're using it to do business, what are the contractual arrangement that come to bear?
Yeah, so for you to put your vehicle on our platform, firstly you must have a tracker on the vehicle.
Okay.
Yes, and then the vehicle must also be insured. But we're also still trying to get a secondary insurance so that the vehicle is insured while being used on the platform. We're discussing with a couple of insurance companies.
Who pays for that? The owner or?
So it's a two-way thing. So when the renter is renting the vehicle, he or she could choose the insurance package that would cover that rental. And when the partner too is putting the vehicle on the platform, he or she could choose an insurance plan.
Okay, now I'm a little interested in the network, your coverage area.
Okay.
You know, nationally, Internationally, to the extent of maybe West Africa. For instance, if I pick up a car from your pool, am I able to take it to Ghana?
No, for now, no, not yet.
What about
Yes.
nationally? How much coverage?
Yeah, you can go. So as long as we know where you're going, so you can literally go anywhere.
Can I live in Port Harcourt, for instance, and still access your?
Yes, of course you can.
Within Port Harcourt, or you could take a
In
drive
another
from
city,
Lagos to-
yes. In another city, so you could be living in Lagos and then you're in Port Harcourt. You could access a vehicle. You could take a vehicle from Port Harcourt to Lagos. You could literally go anywhere. We just need to know. We need full disclosure, basically. And the partner needs to accept the trip. The partner needs to be fine with you taking his or her vehicle to that place.
I like the way you said full disclosure. It means that your law background is still. And really, that will help in this business.
Oh, sure, it does.
Sure.
It does.
All right, before we take a breather, I'd like to find out, are there any challenges, major challenges facing the car sharing industry in Nigeria, and how can these challenges be addressed? Have you encountered?
Yeah, sure. So firstly is trust. People don't trust people. They don't trust that the renter will take care of their vehicles. So we have, created the processes and systems to ensure that we, as the middle ground, are able to, help both parties feel at peace, basically. We ensure that you, as a renter, you have peace of mind, because in the past I've heard of instances where people rent vehicles and at the end of the day they find out it's a stolen vehicle and all of that. But on GTI Rides, we scrutinize, the vehicles. We ensure that we have all the documentation. We ensure that the person who is putting the vehicle on the platform is the real owner, so the renter doesn't have such fears. Yeah.
Yeah, because really, my son can.
Exactly.
And that is not in for 6 months.
Exactly. And then you just come out and be
Exactly.
like,
Yeah,
okay.
that's quite interesting.
And on the other side too, we assure the partners that the renters are credible people, so we also, through our KYC process, get to know who is renting from us.
Okay.
Interesting.
Take a break.
So, this has been quite enlightening and very interesting too. We'll take a break here shortly. We're still looking at the prospects and benefits of car sharing in Nigeria as an alternative to ride hailing. So, like I said, we'll pause for a quick break now and return with more. Don't go away.
Okay, still today with John and Helen live on Plus TV Africa. You have a car that's lying idle and it's in good shape and you want to make some money. You might just be thinking about car sharing as against ride hailing. That has been the talking point on the program today. Is it a practice that is being enjoyed by a lot of people? Our guest says yes. So let's continue.
So let's pick up the conversation. From the last question before
the break. Yes.
And I think really what we want to do now is let's zero in on the trust and safety aspect.
All right.
Because these are critical aspects of shared services, not even just with cars.
Yeah.
What measures are essential, would you say, to ensure a secure car sharing experience?
Yeah, so firstly, the chauffeur-driven option, where the car owner assigns his or her own personal driver to the vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah. And secondly,
who pays the driver?
The car owner pays the driver.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Secondly, the tracker, of course. The tracker ensures that you can see where your car is anytime. And those are mandatory. Like, the tracker is mandatory. If you don't have a tracker, you can't put your vehicle on our marketplace.
But do you provide tracking?
So we have a partnership with a company that provides that.
Do that.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right. So do you see car sharing as a viable long-term alternative? Does it have a long lifespan?
Oh, definitely. Yes.
I can almost guess what your answer will be.
Oh, definitely. People would always travel, right? you know, you saw the Dirty December indexes. People came from different parts of the country and they were here in Lagos and they needed to move around comfortably. They were also in other states, you know, they needed to move around. In fact, during this period, we were out of cars. Wow. We were fully booked. Yeah, at the point we had to make refunds to some people because we could no longer, you know, meet their needs. Yeah, so, but in general also, many people have been coming to onboard their vehicles on the platform. You know, people who heard about our services and people who heard about our marketplace. So it's expanding. Yes, it's a long-term game. You know, globally too, it's a big industry. At the moment, car sharing stands at about $8.93 billion globally. Wow. And it's projected to go as much as 24 billion in 2033. You know.
So how did you how did you find this pot of gold?
From needs, right? Yeah, from needs. From personal needs and from needs. Okay, so when I wanted to get married, my wife was from Ibadan. And we wanted to go to Ibadan, you know, for the whole
period.
For the whole ceremony. Yeah, so I needed, you know, vehicles that could convey everybody. And all I was left with were boat and Uber vehicles. I had to start pleading with friends, even though I could afford to actually rent, you know. I went to car dealers to ask, can I rent your vehicle? Most of them were like, no, we don't do that. Our cars are for sale and all of that. You know, I wanted to go there and arrive in style and comfortably and, you know, make it style.
You see, again, sorry, Helen, let me just throw this in. I'm looking at cultures. I'm looking at, because this still feels a little alien to some of us, right? How does Nigeria, or how does our approach to car sharing compare to global trends, and what lessons can we learn from other markets? Because, you know, Nigeria, we do our things our own. You know, are we doing it the same way that it's done outside?
No, so we have actually taken a lot of, we've tailored it to our own markets, you know. So even though we're launching our app now, our app is presently available on Play Store and Google Store, I mean, GTI rights. Even though we have a digital way of going about the business, we have a personalized, you know, one-on-one process. We still try to talk to people, I mean, partners. We have personal relationship with most of the partners, at least they know the company. So the fact that they know who they're dealing with still gives them that comfort. Unlike the Western world where people are just fine with signing up on an app and putting their car there, they trust the system. Here, people want to know who they are dealing with. And in some states too, you know, we're still educating people about car sharing and how, as a partner, it's not a thing of shame for you to rent out your car. Because for some people, they feel that it means that they're broke when they're sharing their car with other people. You know, they don't want their friends to think that that they've gone broke, which is why they're renting out their car. So we are doing lots of mass education to change, you know, that orientation. You know,
I like that mass education.
Even private jet owners, you know, rent out their cars, their jets rather. So those are billionaires.
Okay, so I'm looking at the benefit for everyone. Job creation, wealth creation. Please talk to that.
So, like, you know, we have,
especially for the younger Nigerians.
Like me, my car is waiting outside to be picked up. Just take it. Just take the car as you are going.
So we have created job opportunities for many people. You know, from those in our IT team to those in customer service to drivers who have now been hired by partners simply because they want to put their cars on the platform, to, you know, the partners themselves who now earn extra income simply because they have their cars on our platform. You know, it's wide. To the mechanics too, you know, they make more money because these cars are used, and from time to time these cars are coming back to them for, you know, So many people are benefiting from the ecosystem, to be honest.
I don't particularly like the ease with which you're answering all of these questions. I want to see if I can throw you under the bus somewhere. And now let's look at corporate clients.
Okay.
For you. If, for instance, I own a big organization,
all right,
rather than buy cars from my staff.
Yeah.
Do you have like long agreements, long-term rental agreements, car sharing agreements that corporate organizations can also?
Yes, we do. We have those.
do?
Yeah, we do. Okay. So we have some organizations that we have provided cars for. So even though GTI Ride focuses more on short-term rentals, days, weeks, months, we have a partnership also with a rental company that provides vehicles for long-term lease. So when you come to us with those kind of requests, yes, we can't. We see them through.
So he has an answer for that.
So which boss are you throwing him down?
I have another boss.
Save it for his next outing.
Quite frankly, I'm beginning to see the model that you're using.
And I'm excited. I'm particularly excited because he answered one of your questions when you said, hey, where did this come from? And he said from
needs.
From needs.
Yeah.
From providing solution to challenges that you find around. And transportation challenge is huge for us here. Yeah. Whether in luxury or anyhow you want to move, it's a lot of problem. But we don't know how affordable it is. You're talking about the elite alone that can, use your rides. Can just anyone
arrive in style? Yes. You have to pay the premium for arriving in style.
Yeah, of course, for the premium vehicles, you have to pay a premium. But we also have utility vehicles. We have sedans. So the vehicles on our platform from 2007 and above. Okay. So we have the regular sedans, but well maintained and clean sedans, not the deadbeat ones. Okay. And the rate starts from 75,000.
Don't tell us how much.
Don't tell us how much. Okay. If, for instance, before we go, if for instance I pick up a ride here, and I'm doing just a one way to Abuja.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Can I terminate the sharing, whatever?
Once you get to Abuja.
Yes, you can.
And just hand over the keys to?
Yes, you can.
Okay, awesome.
But for interstate trips, most times we always insist that the driver takes the vehicle as opposed to the renter. Yes, so that the driver can bring the vehicle back.
Okay.
And these vehicles are not branded?
No, they're not branded. I'm sure you might have seen some of our vehicles without saying
for that bus.
Don't worry, maybe when you throw your car in there,
now I see why you were named Great. This initiative
is a brilliant idea.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming. We would like to thank you again and again for making time to be here with us. I believe that many commuters out there are considering, using this alternative.
Yeah, you're right. It's the risks involved are eliminated.
Yeah.
If we can get that out of the way, truly, I'm all for it.
Sure.
So you have a client there. So this has been an interesting conversation, I must confess.
Thank you.
I want to thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, and with that, we have almost come to the end of another edition of this program. A final break will bring us back for the Nuggets with JS, and then my final thoughts. So don't go away. We'll be back in a bit.
Helen?
Yeah, straight on to your nugget.
Straight on to my nugget. And of course, just a reminder that the nugget is for those of us who speak publicly. And that's all of us, actually. So my nugget for today is this. Listen with your eyes and not just your ears. Listen with your eyes and not just your ears. Effective leaders and public speakers know that true communication goes beyond words. Listening with your eyes means paying attention to non-verbal cues like body language, facial expressions, and gestures. And these elements often reveal emotions and intentions that words might not convey. By being visually attentive, leaders can better reconnect or connect with their audience and respond emphatically and build trust in the process. In public speaking, this skill allows you to adjust your message in real time, ensuring it resonates. Great communicators don't just hear, they observe, understand, and engage on a deeper level. So that's my nugget for today. Helen?
Okay, and your nugget for today is so right. So correct in almost all aspects. And I saw the guest nodding.
He did nod.
You know, yes, he was nodding. And the word, on the basic, the last word you ended it on, engage.
Yes.
And this is what we're all about here on Today with John and Helen, live every week, every Saturday morning. And with a repeat broadcast Saturday evening and another repeat broadcast Sunday morning. And we'd like to build your trust. This year, 2025, we'd like to be your partner, you know. In the family, in your business, we'd like to be your partner. And you can also contribute to this program one way or the other. Let us know if there are areas that you'd like for us to illuminate for you. Please feel free to get in touch with us. Plus TV, and then we will, you know, include your thoughts and what you'd like for us to do for you. Amama Helen Odeleye, it's always a pleasure. I look forward to being here every week. John, I don't know about you. Okay. My life changes when I'm here every week, knowing that you are there. Yes.
I'm so happy to hear that. So thanks so much for being with us today. I'm John Senaya, and I'll see you again.
Bye now.